Poverty. My intake in poverty is usually it's the lack of education. When we start with poverty, there's always, how do you say, like a domino effect. When we start from the very top, educating the children on the means of how do you say, I guess, survive in the world, how to get a job, how to educate themselves, to take care of themselves, we could lessen the poverty in the world. What I want to do, usually one of my dreams is to end world poverty, because when you see videos, Thank you.
Selfie. I think that selfie is very famous today, especially to the millennials. But I think one great advice that I could give to everybody is to use your selfie wisely. Use it in a way that you could inspire other people, that you can touch lives of other people through the captions that you are writing and through the pictures that you are posting. I believe that social media is a very powerful tool to inspire and be part of others' lives. Thank you.
Press freedom. Everyone is entitled for his or her opinion. And I believe that in this world, we are given that freedom to speak our mind, to see the truth, and to act good to other people. Thank you.
Social media. Social media is a powerful tool in uniting people. Now, compared to previous generations, everyone can reach each other and send a message. So we should use this platform to communicate with each other. Instead of bashing each other and talking about our differences, we should talk about about what we all believe in, so that we can create a united world together. Thank you.
Couture versus RTW. As beauty queens, we are used to wearing something that is very glamorous, but I think that we are more than what we are on the outside. And so it's not important what we wear. What I think is important is something that we use our voice for, the causes that are very close to our hearts. So I think I would still wear RTW for as long as I get to use my voice to fight for the causes that I believe in. Thank you.
Water shortage. Here in Manila, we're experiencing a water shortage in different places. And I think it is important to consume the water what we have, because not every time there is always water in your place or in your home and in your condominium or in your houses. Thank you.
Whitening products. It is very important that we know ourselves, no matter what skin colors that we have. As long as we love and accept ourselves, flaws and all, we can be proud of whoever we are, and we can be confidently beautiful, whatever it is that people will say us. It is not about the color. It is how you carry yourself, confidently and beautifully, no matter what the other people or the standards of this world is telling you to be. Thank you.
Cursing. Being raised by a Christian family, I believe that cursing is one way of being bad to other people. It is a way of judging people. We Filipinos and we human beings doesn't have that right to judge people, because we are born equally in the image and likeness of God. So we should not curse the people, because it is a way of degrading the person. Thank you.
Gender equality. To me, gender equality means respect. Respect to one's gender, respect to each one's individuality. And if we will be able to achieve that, then peace and acceptance would follow. No matter what color, no matter what gender, no matter what you want in life, let us all accept and embrace each other's differences. Thank you.
Animal cruelty. I'm a vegan, and I support
I do not support animal cruelty because they do have a life too. And we should be more mindful of what we consume because agriculture is the leading cause of animal agriculture is the leading cause of climate change, and we should be more mindful of these changes.
My word is climate change. For the past few weeks, we have experienced a lot of strategies when it comes to environmental problems. And I just hope that the things that's happening will be an eye-opener to every one of us in what kind of responsibilities that we have in environment and what kind of things we are doing for the good of sustainable living, on how are we as a people, as a human, into our nature. Because at the end of the day, we are the one who is going to suffer if we're not going to change for good.
Moving on. Moving on, for me, is constant because change is a constant thing in the world. And if we are not moving on in our lives, then we will be stagnant to wherever we are. And moving on is change. And it is something to look forward to, which means you have a new beginning, you have a new life, and you can change yourself for the betterment. And tomorrow is actually a present, and it is moving on. Every day is something to be grateful for. That's it. Thank you.
Pia and Catriona. Pia and Catriona is the Miss Universe for 2015 and 2018. I am very proud to be part of them in a way that I am a Filipina as well, and that they bring up the flag bearer of the Philippines. And I joined this competition, which was able for me to have an advantage in a way for me to be able to also represent the Philippines. And I hope that I can do that as well. Thank you.
Build, build, build. It is one of the most important projects of our government and one of the issues that we need to tackle. And I know that this is a great opportunity for us to have and build infrastructures and to create employment for the Filipinos, for them to have food in their tables. Thank you.
Migration. I think that we are now in an era wherein we can migrate in anywhere else. But I think that the Philippines is our home, and we must be humble enough to love our home, and we must stay in the Philippines to treasure it, because Philippines is Philippines, and we are Filipinos. Thank you.
Darna. Darna represents our hero in Filipina, and she represents a strong woman. Even though faced with struggles and challenges, she is resilient and powerful that inspires and helps a lot of people. She is our role model, our superhero, and she is an empowered Filipina. Thank you.
Photoshop. Photoshop is an innovation of modern technology, and it can be used to distort the images of women, and in turn this can lead to feelings of low self-esteem and insecurities for young women. So I think that while modern technologies like these contribute to the advancement of our society, we must take care so that it should not be used to harm whatever self-esteem young women have. Thank you.
Fake news. Fake news is something that is very rampant, not only here in the Philippines, but all around the world. As citizens, we have to be responsible that we only share from reliable sources, that we don't contribute to the fake news, and we just share happy news instead. Thank you.
Political dynasty. I think what the Philippines needs now is to empower everyone to vote for the right leaders for the country, because not only will this affect the generation now, but it will affect the generations of tomorrow. That is why I am not for political dynasty. I want it to, I want the Philippines to have the freedom from this kind of thing. Thank you.
Keto diet. So since joining this pageant, many people have told me that I need to lose weight. And I think that our culture perpetuates a terrible idea and relationship that we have with our bodies. We should not be judged based on how much we weigh, but we should think about our relationship with our bodies in terms of how it makes us feel. Are we healthy? Are we safe? Are we strong? Thank you.
Water shortage. I myself have experienced this water shortage, so my advocacy is also about water. I think through the use of my advocacy, which is Clean Water Philippines, we can overcome this water shortage, because it is not only the problem that we are facing just now, but it is something that we can do. It's something that,
Press freedom. It's the point of view that we're going to use our press in giving thoughts in the media and what we're thinking about. And it's not about pleasing everyone. It's your thought and your decision standing on your points and views. And that's what the press freedom means. Thank you.
Animal cruelty. As a person living with dogs in our house, I believe that we should also put love and respect with our animals, because they also have lives and they also have care for our human being. Thank you.
Couture versus RTW. With couture and RTW, we should be mindful about the clothes that we choose, because it ultimately damages our ecosystem and everywhere else. We need to be sure that we use our fashion in a way that expresses ourselves and our culture. And so with couture and RTW, we should also be mindful with our environment. Thank you.
Social media. I believe that as people today living in 2019, we should use social media as an empowerment tool, as a way to encourage other people rather than to continue to bash. Social media also gives us the power to be creative and expressive and promote ourselves, but at the same time, we should balance it out with being together one-on-one and not let it consume all of our times and quality time as well. Thank you.
Fake news. Fake news is very rampant nowadays, especially in the Philippines. I think it's a double responsibility as a reader and as a writer. As a writer, we should be responsible enough in giving news, and as a reader, we should be responsible in reading under credible sites. For me, that is fake news. Thank you.
Political dynasty. Coming from the province that we experienced political dynasty for 20 years, I think it's really right for them. And then also, it has really a great beneficial for all of us. Our province of Palawan was known for the best island of the world for 3 consecutive years because of this form of government. So I am very blessed to have this. However, a great honor comes with great responsibility. So I'm challenging everyone to have a critical mind and discern heart. Thank you.
Hero. I came from a province, Bulacan, which is home to many heroes. And one of the heroes that I idolize are the women of Malolos, because they are the ones who fought for their rights so they can study. And I think it is a
It is a form of women empowerment. And at those early times, they show that women are strong and women can fight for their rights. Thank you.
Photoshop. I think right now in today's society, especially in 2019, Photoshop has been very rampant. Right now, women need to be very comfortable with their own bodies. And I think Photoshop is not good, especially in social media. We need to love our bodies and we need to be happy with what we have right now. Thank you.
My word is moving on. To me, moving on is all about knowing when the time is right. Sometimes things in life don't go as they're planned, and it's important as a mature and an empowered person to know when it's your time to move on. Thank you.
Pia and Catriona. They are the two common and newly crowned Miss Universe here in the Philippines. Pia and Catriona have shown these girls and us girls that being confidently beautiful is a must. Especially in a young age, they showed us about their values of education and their specifically advocacies towards this competition itself, because it's not only about the beauty you have, it's also about the love you have for the country.
Cursing. Cursing is improper, so we should not use it in certain days, but then it's the person's choice if they want to curse or not. And I see that cursing all depends on the intention. You can say it as an expression and that would be fine, only if it's also fine with the people you're with. But if your intention is you curse to hurt others, then that's when you shouldn't do it. Thank you.
Gender equality. Gender equality is very important because it's a key to a progressive country. Because no society can develop economically, politically, or socially when half of its population is marginalized. We must leave no one behind. That's why I believe that it is a key to a progressive country. Thank you.
Death penalty. For me, death penalty, I believe that we have a second chance. We all have our second chance, and only God can take our own lives. Only God will, of course, take on our own life. And I believe that we need to have to develop how to instill discipline, the will, the courage, and the anticipation. Thank you.
Poverty. Poverty is a well-known problem in the Philippines, but I think that Philippines is an eagle of the Orient. So we are faced with a lot of adversities like poverty, pollution, and corruption. But I think that the Philippines in general, can soar high above the storm. Thank you.
I picked End Times. For me, this one portrays that it's about time for me to stand up, especially those people who experience sexual harassment. It's about time for you to tell the experience that you have in order for you to help others stand up for themselves itself. So this one, End Times, is actually a good thing to help other people, especially the women, to stand up for their rights. Thank you.
Whitening products. I believe that we should be comfortable in our own bodies, and that there's nothing wrong with being morena or dark skin. There's nothing wrong with having fair skin also. So if people want to use whitening products, they may do so, but we should not show it in a way that we should not discriminate the ones with dark skin, because beauty is not just about skin color. It's about your personality, your mind, your attitude towards other people. Thank you.
Darna. Darna is a role that is very iconic to us Filipinos. And if I will be chosen to be Darna, I will be I know I will be a perfect example of a modern Filipina. I will empower and I will use my influence to further strengthen the values of being a Filipina. Thank you.
Earthquake. In today's society, we should always take care of our environment. As a citizen, myself, I can do little change on my own. Easy as we have to know what awareness we should do. Like, for example, go into a hardwood table or something that we should do to be able to withstand earthquake. Thank you.
Depression. I'm a psychology major and I studied depression when I was in college. And I am a grade school guidance counselor as well, and I have students who are experiencing depression. And I am always telling them that if you believe in yourself and if you know yourself, who you are and who you want to be, then you will not experience depression. And I really love my students, and that's what I told them.